getting ready to start on Kimberly and Logan. I'm going to paint them simultaneously. There's such a huge difference in their heads. Her head is so much bigger. Look at that. She's quite a big girl. She's healthy. Alright, we'll get going. I want to mix up some, I don't know exactly what I want to start with. Probably should start with a clean palette, but I probably won't. What a mess I have made. Good grief. What's wrong with me? I'm pretty messy. Let's see. I actually think I want to use a little jar, maybe, and not even use the palette right now. I think I've got a little jar. Yeah, that's empty, that used to have matte varnish in it. And I think I'm just gonna mix up like a layer of varnish and some color, and just get some stuff on there to seal it a little bit, so that way the ends of the toes and the ears and things will take paint better, because sometimes the kids don't want to accept the paint too well, especially in those little areas. I don't know what's up with those little toes and stuff, but sometimes you can't really get paint to stick to them, so I think I'm going to do that. That seems like, I don't know, it just sounds like it might be a good idea. We'll see how it goes. So I don't have anything scientific or technical to use. I usually just use a paintbrush handle to mix stuff with, and this is just matte varnish, and I want a pretty good amount because I want to do both kits, so I want to do a pretty good bit. Okay. Put some thinning medium in it, if I can open it. Sort of just like the layer I do when I seal the doll. Stir that a little. This is kind of separates slightly. Just a little bit. Good enough. I'm so messy. Alright. So that is matte varnish and thinning medium. Mix those up a little bit. Matte varnish by itself can be a pain in the hind end, so I pretty much never use it alone. Never. Okay, so to get going, I'm going to use, let's see if I can find it. These will be Caucasian babies, so I'm going to use just a little layer of baby skin. I don't use this that much because I usually just build the layer up with primary colors, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in there because I want to get a base. Oh, and I was afraid this would happen. You see, I'm mixing with my paintbrush, and look, that black paintbrush color is going to come off. I really need a good thing to mix with. Let me see. that one has no color. It's just kind of varnished. I'll use that one. Wouldn't want to go out and buy a tool to do this with. That'd be crazy. Oh, me. I'm a little ridiculous most of the time. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little glob, if you will, of baby skin color. Let's see how much color we get. Gosh, I hear Kennedy crying. She's hurt her little hip going down a slide with her sister, and just at the wrong time stuck her foot out and got it caught and hurt her hip. So it's been 2 weeks and she's still not getting well, so she has to go see an orthopedist. And I hate it. She's on Tylenol and Motrin every 4 hours to keep her from crawling instead of walking, because she went back to crawling. It's always something for me to be stressed out about, and the past couple weeks that's what I've been stressed out about. What's wrong with her little hip? I'm going to put just a little bit more, about half as much as I did the other time. And I'm also going to put in a little bit of burnt umber. Just because I want to give it kind of a warm look. Just will warm it up. And I don't want any danger of that varnish turning white on my doll. So if you give it a little bit of color, it has a less likely chance to do that. This technical tool I'm going to use is called a paper clip. And that was burnt umber. So we'll mix that in and see what we come up with. And then I'll be putting that all over both dolls. And that'll get us going. Mix. Alright, I'm going to mix this up because I think you know how to stir paint, and I'll be back. Okay, got that mixed up, and these are the favorite sponges that I like. They come from CVS. The packet says 30 jumbo wedges, professional grade, something or another. And they are very smooth and tight, like the pores are very tight together. The other ones that I use when I varnish, I like to use the cheaper ones, and I get those at Walmart. I've shown them before, but I'll show them again. Let's see. I don't have that many of those left. I need to go get some more. Here's one. They're different because the nice ones, although this is not a good example because it's bent, but it has a very sharp edge that it's bent. But anyway, that edge is very sharp. The cheaper ones have a flat edge. I've cut this one a little bit, but the edge was flat like that, only, you know, it was up a little bit farther. But see the difference in the texture? This one is super smooth, and this one is very porous, and I like to use it for varnish, but I don't use them totally square. I like to pull. I just pluck. I pluck the edge off and round it a little bit, so it doesn't leave a straight line anywhere on the doll, because that would not look natural. I want it to be more, you know, fleshy sort of, but I just like to get that edge off. Okay, I'm gonna pluck all around the edge and a little in the middle, and I'll be back. Okay, I just plucked it around the edge so it's not so straight. Okay, so let's get going. We'll start with Logan. I'm just going to clean this off my paintbrush. My little flesh color brush. I also went ahead and I put some thinning medium, some thinner, odorless thinner in here too. I wanted to make sure I had a loose enough mixture and it wasn't too thick, so I just thinned it a little bit with some thinning medium. And I'm just going to do a little area at a time, brush it on, sponge it off. Take care and make sure we get down in the little grooves and don't leave anything caught in the creases. I'm going to continue on with this. I'm going to do the whole doll, both of them. I'll be back. Gonna be a while. Okay. So I got Kimberly and Logan's first layer on, so I'm going to go ahead and bake them 3 times because I put quite a bit of matte varnish in that mix. So since I've got quite a bit of varnish in there, I'm going to go ahead and bake them 3 times just to be on the safe side, because I don't need any hassle later with subsequent layers coming off when I'm trying to paint new layers on. So I'm just going to go ahead and just do it. It's going to take forever. 3 bakes on 2 dolls, and then they have to cool for, you know, 8 years roughly in between, so it's gonna take a while. I'll be back eventually. Logan's had his 3 bakes. Well, I thought he was cooler than this. He's still a little tad bit warm. I like to wait for him to get all the way cool. I don't want him to be warm. I want him to be room temperature, so I feel like he's still a little bit too warm. Let me see, maybe the arms are cooler. Yeah, the arms are cool enough probably because they're little, and the fingertips feel cool, so I think we're okay. So now I'm just going to do a wash. I'm probably going to start with a little bit of wash of red. Let's see. Need a baby wipe. A lot of baby wipes. I like to clean my palette with a baby wipe. It's just the easiest thing for me to just grab one, and my palette is a hot mess. So let's see, some of these colors are really cute. Uh-oh. Some sort of tragedy going on. Some sort of tragedy. What happened? Aww. Her little noggin, I'm telling you, it gets hit every 5 minutes. I was a hoverer when my kids were little. I hovered right around and they didn't get their head hit. I paid attention all the time to every little thing, but I think that style of parenting, I don't know, I think it went by the wayside. I don't see people hovering like I did, but maybe I was the only one doing it back then. I don't know. But anyway, they made it to big kidness without too many injuries. Now they got injuries sometimes on other people's watch. But I was pretty much on top of things. Alright, got that cleaned out pretty good. Let's see, let me decide what color I'm going to do. I'll mix that up, I'll be back. Okay, I just took a little bit of Genesis Red, and that's all I have in here is just Genesis Red, and I just mixed it up. Let me see what color I have. Get a little closer. And I'm using this thinner. Oh my gosh, that I get at Walmart. It's called Mineral Spirits, and it comes out, I pour it in this little bottle, but you see how white it is? It's milky. Somebody was asking what I used in the dropper, and that's what it is. It's Mineral Spirits odorless thinner, but it comes out milky, and it takes some getting used to, because when you put this color into this kind of thinner that's clear like that, odorless thinner, you can see the color really bright. This milky thinner kind of makes it, well, it looks milky. Now after this sets a while, it'll be dark, because this stuff evaporates more than the other kind does, and I don't know, it took a little getting used to just as far as color and stuff, but I like it. So anyway, let's go ahead and, as per the usual, I will start with an arm or a leg. I'm just going to paint it on, sponge it off. Let's see, I need a sponge before I get started. So we'll get those out because we'll be modeling here pretty soon. Get us a new sponge. Okay. So, the edges off this. I don't like to leave those straight edges. And the corners. And these start out pretty small, but they expand. They'll Okay, now I'm covered in sponge guts. Okay. Excuse me. Alright, so let's get going here. Another thing I like about that thinner is with the other thinner, every time you like load your brush, you have to stir it really good because it separates immediately. This kind doesn't separate immediately. It stays mixed, and it's so much easier. Alright, so let's paint it on. It's going to be pretty pink to start with. See if I think it's going to be too pink. Pretty pink. I think it'll be okay. We'll go with it. We can always tone it down later anyway, so. I'm just going to paint it everywhere and then just sponge it back off. So I'm going to get it all down in the crevices. hopefully it sticks to these little fingertips, because that's the place it's hard to get stuff to stick to. It makes it thicker when you use it this way. And it dries faster. So you gotta move a little faster while you're painting. Go down in the crevices. And this one's the square kind, so it won't go down in there as well as some of the more pointy ones. So I'm going to grab a brush so I can swap that out. I don't want any little pools left, because that's not going to look good. Okay. So you can see the difference, maybe the pinkness of her hand. I think you can tell. Paint it on, sponge it off. But you can see how much thicker it is, because the other kind, as soon as you put it on there, it just runs everywhere. This stays put. And like I say, it dries a lot quicker, so you gotta move fast and don't leave it too long, or it sort of gets tacky. She's taking color so well. So well. Goodness. Okay. I'm pretty slow at getting dolls put done, and I have 2 weeks before my craft vendor expo, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know if I'm going to have time to get these dolls done. I don't know. I don't time myself, so I'm not sure how long exactly it takes me. Obviously it depends on whether or not I can keep myself motivated to do it, and whether or not I have time off. I have a vacation coming up. So this vacation, I think it starts right after Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken. I think I work the day after Thanksgiving and then I start vacation. So I'm hoping that while I'm off this week that I'm off, I'll be able to concentrate real heavily on getting these dolls painted. But that means I gotta keep myself motivated to get these dolls painted. So, and you know, that's why I don't do customs, because if I feel like I have to do it, or if I have a deadline on myself, that makes me want to do anything except paint. Because this is my hobby, not my livelihood, so I want to do it because it's fun. I don't want to do it because I have to. That's why I don't want any deadlines. Because that's not fun to me if I've got somebody going, I'm waiting on this doll and you need to hurry up. That takes all the fun right out of it. So Let's see. Gosh, it's taking color so well. Alright, so there's the pink arm. Put that up there. Next, and I want to continually be adding just a slight bit of thinner. This is a slight bit because I don't want it to get concentrated and then be a different color. Okay, let's keep going. So I'm going to continue on doing the same thing on both these little doll babies. And you see, I'm just painting it on, sponging it off. I'll probably see you again when I'm on my way to work. Alrighty, I'm in the car on my way to work. I got the first layer on Logan, and Kimberly is in the oven getting ready to come out because she's done with her 3 bakes since I put the varnish on. So life is good. They're coming right along. He turned out a really good color so far. The pink that I put on him, it's looking good. And I'm gonna next probably I will do either a blue wash or I don't know, yellow or blue, one of the two probably. I like to do just all different kinds of colors. I do purple washes and just, you know, I just do all kinds of color washes and see what happens. Like I've said before, I don't have any set formula as to what, you know, what color I'm going to do next or what step I'm going to do next. Sometimes I model now after the first layer. Sometimes I wait to model after I get them the color I want them and then I model. I just fly by the seat of my pants, and I don't know. If I could, I don't know, I think it would be boring if I used the same little formula and did them the same way every time. So I'm gonna hopefully, I mean, if I could get them done in this 2 weeks, gosh, that'd be so awesome. I don't look for it to happen, and I know they won't have hair if I do. But possibly I could get their skin color done, but hair, there's no way. No way. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here now, and